Hey everybody, welcome back to Thingy's Tech Talk, where we talk about all things tech. I'm Jeff Bromley.
And I'm Rob Barra.
And today we're going to talk about something that's important to you guys, and it's something you need to know, especially if you are an iPhone or an iPad user.
Well, really, any mobile user needs to be aware about these capabilities. I know we've talked about passwords and security and all sorts of stuff that are very important that most users don't think about. Today, what we want to talk to you about is something that is very scary and very much in the news.
Yeah.
And that is that when iOS 14 comes out, you're going to learn which apps are copying information off of your clipboard.
Yeah. Well. Let's wait before let's give a little backstory here. So back in March, researchers found that there were 4 dozen popular apps. We're not talking about apps that are on like the last page.
Not even the ones that nobody cares about.
Popular apps like TikTok that can actually capture the data that is recorded on your clipboard.
So what's scary about that, and it's not just TikTok. I know TikTok is basically, there was a research report that came out recently that basically said that you should delete TikTok. Banks are saying that you should not use it.
Yeah.
You know, they're banning.
I think Amazon said it too.
I think, yeah. Amazon said that their employees needed to take it off their phones if they were connected to the corporate network. Effectively, TikTok is spyware. We could probably do 3 hours talking about that.
Rob,
that's another story for another day.
Rob, why don't you tell them what the clipboard actually is, just in case there's somebody out there that doesn't know what that is?
Well, the clipboard, when you're dealing with iOS, is anytime you copy something, like say your password or even just a link you wanted to share or something like that, or a photo or something of that nature, you can copy that. And because of the way iOS works, there's no Control V, Control C thing going on. And you basically have that stuff resident in memory. And the apps can read it. And the problem is that they can actually read it without you tapping on it and saying paste. Now, see, when you're dealing with a normal, and hopefully I didn't just create a huge noise with I just hit my boom, so hopefully that isn't too bad. But anyway, so basically the bad thing about it is when you copy something, whether it's a photograph, a password, even something innocuous like a phone number or a URL. It's done so with the thought that it's like on a computer. It's not pasted unless you paste it. It's resident in the memory on the computer or on the device, but usually, unless you actually paste it and then actually send it, it's not actually shared. Well, it turns out that under iOS, they can kind of take it without you even doing anything. So again, if you copy your password like most people do, if you're using a password manager like we suggest you use, you might have copied a password, or maybe somebody texted one to you, or maybe you texted it to yourself. Maybe you copied a photo out of a text message or something like that you wanted to send to somebody else. Well, even if you did that 3 hours ago, if you go into an app, you potentially could have it basically taken by the app and downloaded. And the problem with that is that you don't even really know that it happened. You didn't actually have to do anything. It just needs to be in your clipboard. And the way that it was architected is that they could just take it. And obviously, huge privacy concerns around that.
Yeah. Now,
so I know. Go ahead.
Now, TikTok is not the only app that's snooping your clipboard data. We're gonna post an article that gives a whole list of all these cast of characters that may be looking to snoop your data. And so you can take a look at that. Some of them have remedied that, but from
some of them got caught and decided, okay, well, let's be smart about this.
Now, since copy and paste is something that's key to iOS and can be beneficial to the user experience, this isn't going anywhere. We're still going to want to copy and paste things. So let's say you were to go into, I think it's the UPS app, and it sees in your clipboard that you actually have something that looks like a tracking number. It'll say, would you like to paste that and search for that tracking number? So these are some features that make it beneficial for us for how we're using iOS, which is great. The app developers are thinking that. They're looking at the contents on there, and they're actually able to know whether it's something you want to use. So with that, we wanted to also talk about some of the things that you could do to protect yourself, because copy and paste isn't going anywhere. It's, if anything, it's going to become more prevalent, and we're going to need to use it to copy and paste things between more applications. So what happens if you copy a piece of sensitive information? So, Bitcoin, password from 1Password, whatever the case may be. So go to any app that you could type in. Messages, mail, notes, Evernote, whatever you're using, and just copy a couple pieces of spaces or any other text that doesn't matter to you, because this will basically take that information that's in the clipboard that may be important and replace that with those new characters. So those new characters are now in the clipboard. Now you don't have to worry about it. If it looks for you and it says the word Rob on there, what are they going to do with that? Most likely, absolutely nothing. The other thing that's going to be great is, and this is when iOS 14 comes out, which when it does, from a privacy perspective, we want to make sure everybody is going to get there quickly, is there is going to be a banner that iOS is going to know when an app wants to use clipboard data, and it is going to notify you of that. So Apple's Apple's looking at your privacy, and with every iOS version release, they're thinking about how to protect you and your data. So this is just another thing that they're ratcheting up with each iOS release to make sure that your clipboard data isn't going to be shared with other applications. Now, short of Apple removing copy and paste, this isn't going anywhere. But I also expect that Apple is going to create a remedy and basically force the developers like Thingy to remedy their applications to make sure that they pass those scrutinies and security levels that Apple is going to have in place when you submit your application to be put into the App Store. But this is going to take some time. So I need for all of you to be vigilant with your clipboard data. Now, I know we didn't worry about it until this point, but yes, as time goes on and the more we use computers and the more that the other people want to try and get your information, it's something that you guys need to know about.
That's right. So basically, again, what we are trying to tell all of you folks out there, don't let yourself be a victim. Don't get something stolen. Don't use the same passwords. Again, all of these safety things kind of build upon each other. If you're not using the same password on every site, a password getting out is not going to be a big deal. Those are the things that are important from a security point of view, and that's why all of the things that we've talked about are so important. It's interesting to me. I mean, companies like LinkedIn are getting sued because they're taking taking clipboard information. I'm sure they're not going to be the only ones. Lord only knows what Facebook and some of the other really bad privacy offenders are going to be doing. And hello to everyone that's watching this video on Facebook and LinkedIn, because why not? But anyhow, it's the truth.
Yes, it is.
But anyway, so again, be careful. Be safe. Password discipline is very important. Your online safety is only as strong as your passwords, and just don't be taken advantage of because you didn't know any better, and just because you're just copying this thing out of a password manager, trying to do the right thing, and there you go. That's the way things go. Mm-hmm. Anyhow. But again, critically important, upgrade to iOS 14 so you know when these things are happening as soon as it's available. If you want to use the public beta when that comes out, you can start being safe sooner. Otherwise, you probably have to wait till the fall when that actually comes out. But anyhow, practice safe clipboarding. Absolutely. For this episode of Tech Talk, my name is Rob Barra.
And I'm Jeff Bromley. Thanks for watching.
Be safe out there.